Welcome to the new video Liberty Laser Crypto. The humble 1-cent coin, often overlooked and tossed aside, hides a treasure trove of history, mystery, and sometimes unimaginable value. In the world of coin collecting, the 1972 Lincoln cent holds a special place. While most examples of this penny are worth only their face value, a select few command thousands, sometimes even tens of thousands, of dollars. What sets these apart is not their composition or condition alone, but rather a striking error that turned a common coin into an object of numismatic legend. This video explores the story behind the most expensive 1972 1-cent coin ever sold, and why collectors around the world are on the hunt for this elusive rarity. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's image. By 1972, the design had undergone only minor modifications, but the obverse still bore Lincoln's bust, and the reverse featured the Lincoln Memorial. What made the 1972 cent stand out was not the design itself, but an error during the minting process known as a Doubled Die Obverse, or DDO. In simple terms, a double die occurs when the die used to strike the coin gets imprinted twice at slightly different angles. This results in a doubling effect that can be clearly seen on the lettering and date of the coin. In 1972, a batch of Lincoln cents struck at the Philadelphia Mint featured one of the most dramatic examples of doubling ever seen. The result was the 1972 Doubled Die Obverse Lincoln cent, which would go on to become one of the most sought-after modern-era coins in American history. Collectors and numismatists quickly noticed that some 1972 cents showed unusual characteristics, doubling that could be seen with the naked eye. The clearest signs appear on the date, the word liberty, and the motto, "In God We Trust." On a true 1972 DDO, these elements appear bold and shadowed, almost as if they were printed twice. The doubling is dramatic, far beyond the subtle doubling that plagued some other years. There are other varieties of 1972 cents that also show doubling, but only one is considered the true and valuable Type 1 Doubled Die Obverse. The 1972 DDO is not just valuable because of the error, but also because of its rarity. Out of the 2.9 billion 1-cent coins struck in 1972 at the Philadelphia Mint, it's estimated that only about 250,000 were affected by this error. Even fewer survived in pristine condition, and it's a combination of error and high-grade preservation that makes a coin truly valuable. The highest prices paid for these coins come from those graded Mint State 65 or higher by respected grading services like PCGS or NGC. To understand why a 1-cent coin could sell for tens of thousands of dollars, one must look at the world of coin grading. Grading determines a coin's condition on a 70-point scale, with higher numbers indicating better preservation. A 1972 DDO in Mint State 60 might be worth a few $100s, but once you get into Mint State 66, 67, or even 68, the price can skyrocket. Coins in this range are extremely rare, especially for a circulation coin that was mass-produced and intended for everyday use. The most expensive known 1972 1-cent coin is a 1972 Double Die Obverse graded MS 67 red by PCGS. The red designation is important. Copper coins tone over time, turning brown or red-brown. A fully red cent, with its original mint luster intact, is the most desirable. In 2019, such a coin sold for a staggering $14,400 at a heritage auction sale. That is 1.44 million times its face value. Other examples have sold in the $7,000 to $12,000 range, depending on grade and eye appeal. These high prices reflect both the rarity and the intense competition among collectors. What drives collectors to spend so much on a penny? For many, it's the thrill of owning a piece of history, a freak accident of the minting process that was never meant to exist. For others, it's the investment potential. Over the last few decades, rare coins have proven to be relatively stable assets, with prices steadily increasing for the most desirable pieces. And then there are those who simply love the hunt, searching through rolls of pennies, hoping to find that elusive 1972 DDO hiding in plain sight. The 1972 Double Die is not alone in the pantheon of valuable pennies. Other famous examples include the 1955 DDO, the 1969 SDDO, and the 1995 DDO. However, the 1972 version is especially popular because its doubling is so dramatic and easy to spot, even for beginners. This has led to a surge of interest from amateur collectors and hobbyists, further driving up demand. Coin roll hunting, buying rolls of pennies from banks and searching through them for errors, has become a popular pastime, with YouTube channels, forums, and Facebook groups dedicated to the pursuit. Unfortunately, with popularity comes imitation. Many fakes and altered coins have appeared over the years, trying to pass as a genuine 1972 DDO. Some are machine doubled, a much less valuable form of doubling caused by mechanical slippage during striking. These coins can fool the untrained eye, but are worth far less than a true double die. That's why authentication and grading are so important. Reputable grading companies not only determine the coin's condition, but also confirm that the error is genuine. It's fascinating to think about how such a valuable coin could end up in your change. Many 1972 DDO cents likely circulated for years before anyone realized their true worth. Some may still be sitting in jars, drawers, or old piggy banks across America. This sense of possibility fuels the imaginations of collectors everywhere. Every time someone gets change at a store or opens a roll of pennies, there's a chance, however small, that they're holding a coin worth thousands. Over the years, stories have emerged of people finding 1972 DDOs in unlikely places. One collector reportedly discovered one in a box of coins inherited from a relative. Another found one while searching through a roll purchased from a small-town bank. These real-life treasure hunts inspire others to join the hobby and keep searching. After all, with over 250,000 originally minted, who knows how many are still out there? While the most expensive examples have already been found and graded, mid-grade 1972 DDOs continue to trade hands at healthy premiums. Even a coin in AU, about uncirculated, condition can be worth $100 or more. That's a phenomenal return for something that once cost just a penny. Coin shops, online marketplaces, and auction houses frequently list these coins, and competition remains fierce. For those willing to invest time in learning and searching, the rewards can be significant. So, how can you tell if you have a 1972 Doubled Die Obverse? Start by examining the coin closely under good lighting. Look at the date, especially the 2. The doubling should be crisp and clear, not blurred or mushy. Next, inspect Liberty. The B and E usually show obvious doubling. Lastly, look at In God We Trust. The letters God and Trust often show strong, visible doubling. If your coin matches these characteristics, you might have something valuable on your hands. If you suspect you found a 1972 DDO, don't rush to sell it. First, get authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will examine the coin under magnification, verify the doubling, assess the condition, and encapsulate it in a tamper-proof H.